Thanks to the support as a channel member, Dr. Sayandeep Das. Oh, boys and girls, I've just signed a lovely new 2-year contract at Tor, £925 a week. It's not enough to buy a house yet. I'm still stuck in the Airbnb, but it really does feel nice to be loved by the people of Tor. Hello, welcome to part 12 of the Tour de France. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we face a Ligue 1 team for the first time in the Cup, and we have a game in the league against one of our promotion rivals. Since you were last with me, we've actually played quite a lot of matches. I didn't plan to go this far, but as you can see, we went on a cup run that we kept playing against teams from lower down in the leagues, and there was never 2 league matches together that I could show you, and these, I didn't want to show you a 10-0 or a 13-1 win in the Cup. We actually nearly got knocked out, getting a little bit too big for our boots in the 8th round against this lot who are mid-table in one of the other National 2 leagues, but we did make it through just via penalties. But as you can see in the league, we have been pretty much in cruise control as we have been throughout the save so far. That being said, Rennes 2, the Rennes B team, are going almost point for point with us, just the 1 point behind. We do play them in the near future. That will definitely be in probably tomorrow's episode, unless somehow we make it past Clermont and get another big team in the next round of the French Cup. But I think our journey in this competition probably ends here. If it doesn't, the draw for the next several rounds has happened. So if we beat them, we could potentially play Bordeaux in the next round, and then potentially Brest, Toulouse, Troyes. There's no game against Paris Saint Germain in the offing, which is the big one that we wanted, or Monaco, our parent club. But let's face it, we're going to get knocked out by Clermont, who, although they're not having the best of seasons under Xabi Alonso, looking like they're probably going to get relegated from Ligue 1, they are still a top tier team, and we are still a 4th tier team. So we might be about to take our medicine, and once that's done, we play Charters football again. We're down into the second half of the season now, and they're still there or thereabouts. They'll be looking for a win. A new star, a new hero has emerged here at Tor as well. Theo Her is our new superstar striker. We brought him in on a free transfer in the summer. He's currently 14 goals from 13 appearances on a 7.89. He is having a lovely old time of things. And because a few of you asked, I think it's a reasonable thing to check up on, just to show you how the B team are getting on as well, because they're playing in the league we were playing in last year. You can see that they're doing pretty well, but probably not well enough to get promoted, as we found last year. Just the one automatic promotion spot. They're 7 points behind. Probably not going to get that automatic promotion spot. It's good to see our B team better than Vigneul. That always makes me very, very happy. So let's go play a Ligue 1 team. This is the team we're putting out there. We're actually not quite at full strength. We've got a few issues in our defence in midfield. Johan Barrett is injured, so he's not going to be available to play in this game, our starting centre-back. Abdallah, who's our starting right-back, is suspended. Amimi, who would be the obvious one to come in for him, is not fully fit either. And also this guy, Oliver Vequero, had broken into the team in our central midfield. He'd only played a couple of games, but I'd pretty much decided he was going to be my new starting central midfielder when he picked up an injury, so he's going to be missing as well. So this is the team for the game against Clermont. We have Goda in goal, a back four of Tanard, Buhanga, Boyd and Oliver. Boyd and Oliver are both currently under promises that we'll get to Ligue 1 soon. Although they're giving me a year to get to Ligue 1, so they're not. So that's how I had to persuade them to leave, not to leave now. They're obviously we're in the 4th tier. They've given me a year to get to the 1st tier, or they're going to want to leave. It was better than them leaving now. I mean, in a year's time, we're going to have to deal with it, but I'm not going to tell them. You're going to tell them? As long as nobody tells them, we're all right for a year. And it's Gotan, Perron, Godan, and Babai in midfield, and then Tutu and Her up front. I'm a little bit wary going into this. It's been a while since we've lost again. It's one of the things about this save. You go a long, long time without losing as we make our way up these leagues. And then every now and again, you play against a good team and you remember you're in the 4th tier. We've had it the last couple of seasons, and I suspect we're about to get a nice dose of it now as well. But imagine if we weren't rubbish. Imagine if we actually managed to beat them. That would be quite the story. Perron plays it forward. 2-2 is in here. 2-2. Oh, my word. How has he missed that? Oh, that felt like an opportunity right there. Go down with the corner from the subsequent move, and Boyd heads it just over. We have had the best of the chances early on, but we're not going to get many chances against top flight opposition. I think if you're going to squander them the way we've squandered a couple so far in this game now, we've only got ourselves to blame when they ultimately end up beating us. But oh my goodness, 2-2. What an opportunity for him. He's actually in the media dream 11 for our league ahead of her, which is a little bit baffling because 2-2 only has 5 goals. Her has like 14. I guess maybe he's got a higher potential or a higher current ability or a higher reputation or something that puts him in that media dream 11 ahead of him. It shows you don't necessarily fully trust the dream 11s, because I'd certainly take her ahead of him every single time at the moment. Go down now to Perron, who plays Babai in, who's got in behind here, but he couldn't quite get to the ball quickly enough to whip in that cross. But Oliver, I thought he'd got the cross and he hasn't actually. It's gone to Godin, and now Perron, 2-2, Godin again. Perron, we're knocking the ball around nicely. Her just has the ball bounce right back off him though, and Boyd is there to collect. This is probably going to be the final move before halftime. We have been excellent in the circumstances in this first half. 2-2 was offside there, and quite cleverly let her carry on with the run and just sort of stood there and let the play go past him. I think the linesman still called it for offside because he's a big, mean boy. But either way, we didn't end up scoring. We go into halftime at 0-0 and have to be happy with that as a first half. If we can take this game to penalties against a team from the top flight, that would be fantastic. But they are in here, their first chance of the game, and it's top flight quality. They're not going to need many chances to beat us, because when they shoot, they'll probably be on target and they'll probably score, because we've got a 4th tier goalkeeper in goal and they've got top tier strikers. It's 1-0 to them. And I imagine our little dream of having a little bit of fun is over. Although, you know what? We've had chances. If it remains 1-0, there's always a chance we could get another one and maybe convert it. If you look at the match stats, you'd say we are a little bit hard done by to be behind in the match. So you never know. There might be a hero stepping up just yet, because Clermont don't seem very good. Her is shattered. Salah Buzrara can come on for him. We're going to bring on Ella for Babai. There's quite a few players who are struggling a little bit for fitness and energy and whatnot. Tannard's having a poor game, so Fournier can come on for him. We're going to bring on Carter, because we always bring on Carter. And we'll take off Gotan. Oh, see, Big Fat Dennis is there, but we're going to take off Gotan and bring on Yusfi as well to just to freshen things up in the wide areas. Big Fat Dennis will have to wait for another day to make himself a hero in a game like this. But Salah Buzrara, 2-2. They're both there with opportunities. Come on, throw the ball forward. Let's go attacking. Why not? There's 10 minutes to go. We may as well go attacking and just see what happens. We might get another opportunity. Only losing 1-0, I think, is fantastic for us. We've done very, very well. We're definitely saving face. Everyone will always wonder how things shape up differently if 2-2 scores when he has that huge opportunity just a couple of minutes into the game. We'll forever be questioning it, but it looks like today it's not to be. It's Clermont who've got the ball as we go into the last couple of minutes of the match, and they are just keeping hold of possession quite nicely, knocking the ball around us. Although Godin intercepts there. Ella playing it back to Godin. How is there one more chance in this game for us? Boyd plays it forward, looking for 2-2. And unfortunately, he can't keep possession of the ball. Clermont are in again, and Goda this time does make the save. And Carter, but he probably doesn't need to, puts it out for a corner. Safety first, I suppose. I think he had a little bit more time than he realised he did, and probably could have played the ball forward there rather than giving an attack to our opponents. Although the ball has been cleared, I thought Buzrara was going to get there and start a counter-attack. He doesn't. We've lost, but my goodness me, did we do well? I don't think that's going to be the kind of defeat that derails the season. We're a good side as we continue to move up these leagues and get back to a level where we belong. And we've shown it again there. We're not a million miles behind a team like that, at least on the day. We're obviously flying high at the top of our league. They're struggling in theirs. So you've got to factor in stuff like momentum and form and things. But we could have got something out of that game. Just didn't. Now we have to go a couple of weeks, finish off most of the rest of January, Because I think that's actually happened within the winter break, which is a bit of a weird time to play a football match. And then we'll come back and play the game against Chartres. I'm hoping there's no transfer news for you this January, because we've got no money to spend. So the only transfer news will be one of our young players leaving. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's keep hold of them as we approach the next match. Yeah, being a little bit over the wage budget might be starting to backfire. A couple of our youngsters are going to be leaving because we didn't offer them contracts because we couldn't. It's not ideal. We've got the ones that you see tied down, but the ones still in the development centre are on their way out. Justin Hilton, one of the name in the Game Boys, is off to Sochaux in League 2 because we tried to offer him a new deal, but obviously they offered him a better one. Likewise, Kenny Boreal, he's off to Auxerre. And it looks like Ashraf Maddy is going to be off to somebody as well. Hold on, who's he off to? Grenoble or Pau, potentially. And we've got a few situations like that. We really need to get rid of some of the dead wood in this first team squad. But no one wants to take them. The likes of Huriez, Camera. Who else are we trying to get rid of? Dumas we're trying to get rid of now as well. Even looking at the likes of Costas, we haven't used him all season. Probably need to ship him out. £375 a week. We're not massively over the wage budget, but we're over it enough to not be able to offer all these young players the contracts that we need to offer them to keep them around, which is a problem. But let's not worry about that. Let's worry about Chartres, because a win against them is a big deal for us. We've had to shuffle things around a little bit defensively again. We picked up an injury to Tannard, our left back, so Michael Oliver's going to go over and play at left back. Abdullah is now fit again in fact, he was suspended, wasn't he? He's available again. Other than that, it is the same team that you just saw face what's the faces in the Clermont in Ligue 1. They're the words I'm looking for. So fingers crossed, having been able to put in such a good performance against them, you'd like to think we should be able to win a game in our own league. That's the theory. We have spent the last couple of weeks fighting off offers for Michael Oliver and Stephen Boyd as well. Our two young superstar defenders, the two big breakout players that we've got so far. With the offers are getting close to £100,000 a player at the moment. Like I say, they're both under promises. So as long as the board don't sell them out from under me, those promises should allow us to keep them here, at least for this season. And if we're in the third tier next season, maybe that'll be enough to convince them to stay, or at the very least, we should be able to offer them a little bit more money because we'll be playing at a higher level. That's my thinking. What I don't want to do is get in a position where these very saleable assets end up leaving for free at the end of their contracts. We'd have to be a little bit careful around that, because obviously they don't want to sign new contracts with us, but they have got contracts at the moment because the offers that are coming in are for decent money up front, not like mega money, but they do have the sell-on clauses. Like we got the sell-on clause on Locarofo. We don't want players going without sell-on clauses when they've got big potential, like these two definitely have. They're under 20 internationals for Italy and Portugal. They definitely have big upside sales potential. So we've got it's tricky working out the best time to sell them or whether we try and keep them. Right, Goda playing the ball forward. Big goal kick from him, looking for Perron, who nods it down to 2-2. 2-2, trying to play it back into Perron, but misses him. The rain is pouring down, and we are struggling to get a foothold on this game. That's a terrible piece of defending from Buhanga, who just lunges in, misses both player and ball, lets them in, and we're 1-0 down. I mean, Buhanga is the senior member of this defence and should know better than what he's done there, because that's just rubbish. Really, really rubbish. And we're 1-0 down as a result of it. It's their first shot of the game as well, has put them in the lead. And this is one of those things that does sometimes happen after those cup games. Even if, we did not embarrass ourselves at all. We played very well against a team from a much higher level, narrowly lost, but we did lose. It's the first time all season we've lost. And it just takes off that little sheen of invincibility that we had before. And then you come into your next game and it's a tough league game, but one that we probably would win under normal circumstances. And we find ourselves behind in this in the pouring rain, and then a defeat here, and you are starting to wobble a little bit as we are coming into a phase of the season where, I mean, firstly, it's the business end of the season, and secondly, we have got all of our promotion rivals to play in the next couple of weeks, and we're 2-0 down. And this is not part of the plan at all. Well, it'll be a first for the series, a double defeat episode. Let's try and put a positive spin on it. Breaking new ground here, but this is not exactly in the way that I intended. We've been look at the match stats. We have been the better team by a million miles, but somehow we're 2-0 down. We're going attacking. I am baffled by those match stats. They've had 2 shots, scored 2 goals. We've got an XG of 1.5 nearly and haven't scored a goal yet. This is not going to plan. Right, Babai has picked up a knock, so Ella can come on for him. That's an easy change to make early on. I talked a lot about how good Her was at the start of the episode, and we've seen nothing from him so far. All Tutu's done is miss a chance. I can hear the comments section screaming for Buzrara and Big Fat Dennis, and I think we might be seeing them both in the very near future. Boyd playing the ball forward to Tutu, who turns, ends up letting the ball go past him to Tio Her, who does grab a goal back. I mean, it's a weird piece of football here. Boyd, I think Boyd might even have the assist. I don't think Tutu touches it. Yeah, it misses Tutu entirely, misses the defender. Her gets in behind the defence and grabs a goal back. We're going to demand more and hopefully fight our way back into this game. Now, Boyd is there, but his header is straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. And it remains 2-1. 25 minutes ago, we've obviously got firepower down on the bench. We're not afraid to use it. It would be nice if we could grab an equaliser before we have to get those boys on the pitch. Lovely ball from Her to Ella, who looking to return the favour, gives it back to Her. Tutu is in. I mean, all it took was that little mention that Buzrara and Big Fat Dennis send them out to warm up. And all of a sudden, Tutu and Her wake up. They've got a goal apiece now. And within 5 minutes, we've taken it from 2-0 down to 2-2. We are on top in this game in the second half and feeling confident, feeling good. Let's go grab a winner now after a first half scare. Ball forward from Boyd again, who in this very direct system that we play, his long passing, quite useful. Ella crosses, looking for Tutu, can't find him, but Perron's got all the time he needs to pick a shot. He doesn't actually, plays it into Gotan, who slots it through to Her, and that's goal number 23 of the season for Tio Her. What a 10-minute spell we've had in this football match. I'm surprised Perron didn't have a shot. We've seen him score absolute thunderous goals from that kind of range before, but I guess he knew better and knew this was the route to a goal. Gotan does very well with the first-time pass into Her, and he doesn't need many opportunities inside the 6-yard box to convert into goals. Right, we're going to take off Buhanga, bring on Carter. We're going to get Yusfi on as well for some extra energy on the left-hand side of the midfield, and we'll leave it there for now. I suppose we should drop back down to a positive mentality now we're ahead in the game. Chartres still only have, I was going to say they still only had 2 shots in the match. They've had 2 more, as I was saying the sentence. And we'll make our final changes now. We'll take off Her and bring on Buzrara. You know what? We will bring on Big Fat Dennis. You can have a little look at him. It's been a while. Big Fat Dennis is on. We have swapped the 2 strikers over, not because they were rubbish, which was the original reason, but because I promised you could see them, and we should at least get them out so you can have a little look. And you never know, Big Fat Dennis is due a goal. It's been a little while. Go down, plays it into Ella. Buzrara is in the middle if Ella can find him. He plays it back to Big Fat Dennis, who slots it through to Buzrara, who couldn't get there ahead of the defender. It's been given as an offside anyway. It looked like Buzrara had been held back, but we won't worry too much about that. And it's games like this, boys and girls, where you think you're going to have a little bit of a shock and it's not going well, and you manage to turn it around due to your very handsome and intelligent manager. It's games like this that make you feel like you're destined to win the league again. And that would be very, very welcome. But of course, we do have a big rival for the championship race, for the promotion race. It's another season where there's only 1 promotion spot from the league. Rennes 2 are our closest rivals. They're still only 1 point behind, and we'll be playing them tomorrow in what's going to effectively be a title decider, promotion decider kind of dealy. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.